Howdy, folks. Welcome, one and all, to yet another live. Uh, we've got 6,900 or so pieces, square feet of drywall. So that amounts to about 212 boards. How's that? Um, and, well, we're continuing. So it's a bit stormy weather. At least it will be outside, thundering already, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, I won't lose power. Um, I'm on the phone here, but there's a possibility of losing internet. So it is what it is. Hey, Mitch, how's it going? Good morning. Let's see. Let me go ahead and focus you guys over here for a moment because we're going to, well, we have to cut. So actually, let's measure first. So. Get all the obstacles out of the way. We're going to continue this wall. And got two ways of measuring, and I'll use both. Actually, we're going to start this wall over here on this side. Snowy. Yeah, I heard it's, and I'm giggling a little because I'm giddy, I should say, because it's nice and 75 degrees over here. It's been cold. It's been not like over there, but it's gotten down to close. It's going to get to freezing tonight in Central Florida, but barely, not even. It's going to hit 38, so it might. There's a freeze warning, so that's no big deal, for the crops and all that stuff. It's always important to have those warnings. But the rest of the country, I understand that last night, what is it? 220 million people. No, 321 million people. It was no, sorry, 200 something million people. It was basically 80% of the country, or three-quarters of the country, or something to that effect, was below freezing at night. That's crazy. I mean, that's I pray that everybody's heaters hold up, and I pray that everybody's power holds up, because it's going to be a large demand on the national grid. But well, hopefully everything works out well. Now I'm going to start here because this small piece I can easily put up, and this is exactly 4 feet. This is exactly 4 feet, and this is exactly 4 feet. So I'm gonna start on this edge here with the pieces that go up. And like I said, there's two ways of measuring. One is this way, which gives me 62, and I measure both sides, and I measure the middle, et cetera, et cetera. So. And I don't want to go under, I don't want to go over. And the other way, of course, is the laser measurement, which is fantastic. And that's 62 even, so it's going to be cutting close. So since it's 62 all along here, I might go just a hair short of 62. I might. We'll see what happens. But let's go ahead and continue. Let's do the trimming of the drywall and get to work, as they say. All right. Now, as always, we have our Grabo. I love this thing. So I can easier pick up my sheets. It's always easier early in the morning. You got a bit more energy. Later in the day, it gets brutal. But 62 it is, just a hair short. And we'll do our usual. I love my Pica Dry carpenter pencils. They're fantastic. I'll swing by and read in a second the comments. See, and this is another one of the type of knives that I enjoy. See, it's getting a little dull, the blades, so press the button. Get rid of the blade. Oh, no, I got another side here. So press the button, insert it back. And normally I just go zoop, zoop, and then pop up a new blade, which is a beautiful thing too. But this will do. And I use the blade quite to, I don't want to say to the end, but drywall, you can dull up a blade in one cut or two, so clearly try to use it as much as you can. When it starts tearing the paper, that's usually a good sign that that you need a new blade. All right. Yeah, this is good. So I simply take the sheet, I got the cut, bring it past the sawhorse, bend it down, and slice it cleanly off. And these I'll have in mind for the rest, for the small sections of the wall and another project. Then I'll just bring it out to where I can have the edge nice and smooth. I don't want to have any kind of bumps or anything on it. And the rasp is a wonderful tool. Now that I got this, I'll do the old measuring. And it's 1632, it's the standard. It's the standard measurements, which is 3/4, 16, 32, and 3/4 off the end. Actually, yeah, 3/4 off the end, and I gotta be within it. With the middle lines, I screw right on the middle lines. With the edges, I screw within the 3/4, so I don't have an issue there. And like I've mentioned before, I like to mark everything up because if not, I tend to put way too many screws in there, and that's just going to cost me some money. I know screws don't cost that much money, but they do when they're collated. You'll notice I'm putting, well, I don't know if you'll notice or not from your view, but I put 8 inches on center, on the center ones, on the 2 center ones, and anything in the center, and then I put 6 inches on the center on the ends. That's just standard. Now you could go crazy, but we've been building houses for years, we collectively as a society, and I don't care if it's 1/2 inch or 3/4, we have not had a problem with walls coming off or falling apart or anything like that with the measurements that we have here. We really, it's, you know, some people will argue, oh no, you needed 4 inches on center. Yeah, that's just going to create a lot more work, for one. In my opinion, it's going to damage the drywall so much that it's going to be far less. You know, you want as full a sheet as possible for painting and everything. Structurally, you know, you could argue the fact that, yeah, more screws structurally that will hold the building, you know, because drywall is part of the building structure, technically. It makes it stronger. Weighs it down, but it makes it stronger. But ultimately, hopefully, your structure can stand on its own to begin with. But anyway, we have our marks. Let's put up our drawing. Always make sure to load myself up with the screw gun, because I'm one person. When I put it up, I better be ready. And here we go, folks. Let's see, hang on a second. Good day, Troy, good to see you. So, send me some snow here in Michigan. Mother dumped over 2 foot on us. Nice. Good old Mother Nature. 69 square feet to go. So what you're saying is you'll be done today. Well, not exactly. I'm averaging about, you know, on a good day, 8 to 10 boards. I mean, it depends on what. A day like today, I should finish this room. It should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 pieces. So it's 19 pieces, but we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, estimating here, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, say 12 full sheets worth, or basically about 400 or 500 square feet. So I'm doing about 400 or 500 a day. Again, it depends. If I got a lot of closets to do, that number goes down. If I've got like the living room, I knocked out 1,000 square foot in a day. But I'm taking my time. I'm not killing myself. I'm working by myself, so it's not like I'm lifting, holding, and another guy screwing it in, and then we take turns, and we can get easily over 1,000 a day done. But one person, well, we'll see. We shall see it, and then we'll know. Look for tomorrow's. Hey, Dave, good to see you. Oh, it's Dave Gatton that asked me the question. I thought it was. Oh, holy cow! I'm mixing up names here. Well, yeah, Dave. So yeah, that's. I wish I'll be done today. But yeah, tomorrow. If you look at whatever title I have tomorrow, I'll let you know how many I have left, and you'll see how far I succeeded today. But again, some days are just more brutal than others, and this cantilevering is working a toll on my stomach muscles and on my shoulder, et cetera, et cetera. You know how it is. You all know how it is. Yeah, one of the most useful tools in my arsenal, I gotta tell you. And everything above my head, I come out after with either the ladder or it's presented, and I've seen drywallers put 2 screws and go, but you know, the guy behind them will go, but well, it is what it is. All right, so let's see what happens here. 46 1/4 and 40 1/2. Okay, so I got to do another one 40 1/2, 46 1/4. I'm writing it down. Again, we double check the heights, folks, because sometimes the roof or the floor might be off by 1/4 inch. I want to make sure that I don't, you know. 61 3/4. 1 2 3. Yeah, hear the rain. I'm listening to the rain. I love it. I love it because I'm not working on the ceiling today. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it. Let's put the next one on. Now we're going to go from this side because we lift it up that way. And same technique as before. Very important to have an extremely straight, and right now I turn it on both sides and you assume that the factory edges are straight. Obviously, you hope that they are, but your T-square hopefully better be straight, because if not, you're going to cut this way, and it's just no bueno. Extra cameras always help. Now we measure, and we have from the right 16, 26, and 40 1/2. From the right, 16, and I of course didn't put my pencil away, so 26, 40 1/2. And that 40 1/2 is a cut point, so we'll work that into our little marking. 8 inches on center, of course. And over here, 6 inches on center. Got another one here. That's 8 on center, and of course the last one. There's our cut line. There's our screw line. Notice I always, or try to keep my hand away from the blade, because sometimes whoosh, it goes this way, and I don't want my hand cut. It's complacency that gets you hurt, and it happens to many, many, many people. It's happened to me. I would say that it's happened to the best of us, but I've never met the best of us, so I can't say that for certain. Put the knife away, put everything else away in a second. Rasp. Last thing I need is an unforeseen bump causing me not to be able to put my board in, and then that's one less board that I can put in because my energy is extremely limited when it comes to these things. All right, we're ready to go here. I've got very few screws left, but they're just enough to present it, so always got to keep an eye on that. If you've got like 1 or 2 screws in your collated screwdriver, do not go up with it because of your thing, yeah, it's a problem. the last of them. So, grab El Strippo. And continue. Every now and then, one slips and doesn't go in quite all the way. So, try to get it while you're putting them in. The last thing you want is, normally I have a second screwdriver gun, but that's just a lot to carry with a dimple bit on it. Listen to the rain, that's beautiful. But not today. Okay, 46 1/4, double check. Gotta double check. 46, and it's probably a little more on top. Yeah, we're gonna have to work on that. Okay, here we go, folks. Back again for another one of these. Okay. So that'll be 46 on this side. We may have to go 46 1/2 over here. And this is still gonna be 62. Six. smooth. Okay. Now we do our measurements. 16.5, 31.5. Hey, Russ, good to see you. Haven't seen you in a bit. I'm just chilling, doing the usual, building a house. Some of my woodworking buddies like Russ have been seeing me since the planning stages. Russ and Dave, and well, many of you, but Russ and Dave Detton, for instance, we used to hang out 3-4 years ago on a regular basis, and I haven't seen these guys in video or otherwise in a year or two at least, and certainly not as often as we used to. I miss those times, and I'm going back to them, by the way, if I can, when I start putting together the office and start cleaning up. When I finish the house, in other words. And it's not too much longer. We're looking at a couple months, maybe, I don't know. Maybe 3 tops. It depends, because I've got a lot of, door work, cabinet work, compound work, painting work, vanities and plumbing and tile. It just, every time I say a new subject, it just adds on a week or a month. So that's scary, but it is what it is. Now, before we continue, there's something I want to show you guys. Almost finished. Exactly. That's what I keep telling myself. Now, one of the things that I do here is, let me find it now because it's in my box, or was in my box. Oh, there it is. So these locators are fantastic. They basically, you put one of these or more, if it's a double gang outlet, in an outlet. And then you take this puppy and the magnets line up. And then even between the wall, the magnets will line up and you get to mark the outlet, which is fantastic. So here's the outlet, and I'll show you right now, because this goes face up like so. This goes face up like so. so that lines up nice and neat, and eventually I will, you know, I could feel the pull. I will line these up right now. So first, let's put our wallboard up. Our last wallboard in this section, but then I got to continue that way. Putting the other camera also up, and here we go. Grab the drill, grab the sheet, make sure I didn't forget anything, which I don't think I did. Let's see if it fits. And it fits fine. Now, it is bowing out a bit, expectedly so. And this is where we do our, here, let's bring you guys in a little closer. So you can watch the magic. Now, unfortunately, I think this is very, very tight, and I might still need to trim, but at least I can get this out of the way. So here's my board. Make sure it's face up. There's one. There's the other. So we do one of these puppies. Move it over to the other one. Do one of these puppies. And look at that. It's just that easy. Now, I do have an oscillating thing to cut it, but I feel more comfortable with this thing. With just a plain straight blade. Make sure it's, yep, it's just on the edge. And that one's fine. So now, like I said, it's a little low here. Not all this ugly stuff will be cured afterwards. Why do I have a beeping noise? Where it's coming from. Okay, now I know where it's coming from. The speaker. Bear with me, folks. All right. Good all over here. So let's continue to screw in the stuff. Okay. We're good to go. Let's do the next one. Now let's see, because the next one is going to be an interesting piece. Am I using StreamYard or something, or just... I'm using StreamYard, Hendrix. So some of this, sometimes Facebook and StreamYard don't play well together. So some of the Facebook comments I don't see, but all the YouTube comments I see clearly. And I don't know. I'm thinking of getting off StreamYard because, frankly, pretty soon I'm going to be editing the videos and posting them up. And while I'm going to be doing lives, I'm just going to go straight YouTube or I don't know, you know, and then or record myself and then do a broadcast using OBS or something like that for both of those. But because honestly, $30 a month is expensive, and yeah, it gets quite annoying. If you're making money off it, that's something different. Just doing a little trimming. All right. Let's check what this is, and hopefully I can cut the right length on it. $15 to possibly 15 and a half. I've got a piece up here that might cover it. Let me see. 15 on the nose. Let's see if this works. Might be easier than I thought. Unfortunately, this piece is all beat up. There we go. Chip off that piece up there. Yeah, this will do. Yep. Sometimes things work out considerably easier than you expect. Yeah, StreamYard is great, but using that, getting that $30 bill each month is, you know, 20 I could do, and if I was making money, great, but you know, they don't do, you know, it'd be nice if I got a break because I'm not a money-making YouTuber, but well, whatever. You know, no way to run a business either after that. So I do understand where they're coming from, but I'm sorry, I just can't afford it. So I'll be cutting that fairly soon. But for now, it's very convenient. Of course, I could just go live on YouTube and live on Facebook alternating, and you know. You would think that Facebook and YouTube would get together and form another company and buy out StreamYard and make those guys real rich, because it's to their benefit, because we'd be streaming to both platforms. But, you know, they are competitors, whatever. And in the end, but now they're going to get half the videos. So, if you want to call it competition, I don't know. It's pretty bad for business, I would say. But they're million dollar companies, and I'm not, so what do I know I'm happier. But I've always been happier. I was born this way. Okay, next. Ooh, that's not good. I got a couple of nails sticking out up there. I gotta bring them in. Probably, yeah, the nail gun probably lost its power. It's air, or I didn't turn on a pump or something. Impressive. Bear with me, looking for my hammer. Everything's nice and smooth again. The last thing I want is something bowing out because it's not smooth, so That'll do nicely. Okay, so $12 by 62, and I should have one here. Look at that, exactly 12. Dave, good to see you. I always mark them first. It might be a little waste of time for some people, but I mark them first rather than just place it and cut it. Because if this thing goes off, I know from the mark that it went off. And so I feel more comfortable that way. Make sure the blade is always down before I put it in my pocket. There you go, folks. There's another one. Now this one, oddly enough, might work. It's the one I cut from down here, and it should fit that perfectly, but we'll see. We shall see. Pretty darn close. A little there, a little there. So. Well, I ran out of video from, okay, what's the temperature out here? Tell you right now, It's supposed to be between 70 and 77, 75 and 77 outside. In the house, nice. It's about 70 in the house. I've been, it's funny. People walk in the house and goes, "Hey, you got air conditioning?" And no, I don't have any power in the house yet. All these lights and all the ones in the house that you see down that way, you see all those lights, one extension cord. It's a beautiful thing. In fact, every bit of power I have is from one extension cord. Granted, it's a 20 amp extension cord and 10.3 heavy duty, but still one extension cord. And yeah, people ask me, "Hey, you got AC in here?" No, I do not. I do not have AC in here. But I'm very, very surprisingly, I get so many surprises I keep calling them surprises, pleasant surprises. When I first started, when I walked into the property, I thought it was a swamp. And I started walking, it was raining, it was pouring, nothing. It was all really high. We're at about a 90 to 100 foot elevation here, and it goes down by the lake to 60. So all of this area is 90 to 100, this whole area. And when it starts to dip down, it goes down to about 85. It drops down about 5, and then there's a drastic drop down to the lake. Within 40 or 50 feet, you're looking at a 20 to 30 foot incline. So yeah, it is so nice, so nice. That was a first pleasant surprise, is that it was all completely dry. Second pleasant surprise was after I cut the bamboo, because I couldn't see that lake back there. After I cut the bamboo, I had a lake. I mean, I had, access to a lake. And after I cleared the bamboo completely, I had half my property is unofficially on a lake, because the property line actually is not on the lake. The property line, technically, I have another property behind mine, which is the other diagonal owner over there. However, all his property's underwater because the lake has risen. So, and then everything seems to be pleasant. I mean, everything is how cool it is. How I mean, under the shade of the trees and stuff like that. The water, being at a reasonable depth for the well. Every time I've come across something, I've come across some obstacles, but every obstacle is nothing more than a challenge. And once you get over the challenge, there's a pleasant surprise. Right now, this house is pleasantly comfortable, and I've got low E glass, so it's very well insulated. But at night, I come in here with just the vest. It's nice and cool. Right now, I'm kind of sweating in the vest, but if I take it off, it gets a little bit too cold. So it's probably 70 in here. I'll tell you exactly. Hang on. Well, I have a thermometer here. I don't know where it went. Okay, when I remember where I put my thermometer, actually, give me 2 seconds. Let me look it up on the computer. Hang on. Pause for a second here. Sorry, I was muted. 67.8 degrees here. It's supposed to be a high of 77, and that's outside. In here, 67.8. Beautiful, beautiful temperature. Well, at least you didn't hear the noise when I cut this, because I just cut this and trimmed it. Let me go ahead and put it up. Now, it's an ugly cut on the top, but, well, that's what corner tape is for, and everything else, you know. And I'm not wasting a sheet or resources. This is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Now that I'm here, I'm going to put this up. There's one screw short. That's what I have to put on so many. Gotta climb the ladder just for one screw, folks. Wouldn't be the first time. Probably won't be the last. You know what? Let me put that one up first. Then I only have to climb the ladder once. Hopefully 10 inches will do. Now I need to find a nice big board that's 10 inches. I got one outside, so I'll be right back. See if this is tall enough. That's perfect-ish. All right. There we go, folks. Let's bring you guys over here. All right. Yeah. When you're good, you're good. I don't know how good I am, but I'm awful lucky sometimes. All right. Almost, but not quite. Not quite. How could I be so off? Okay. Next. Whew. I'll probably do this wall, maybe the next, and take a break. I don't know. I don't know. You know what? I think I'll take a break now. Just going to sit and relax. And I'll chat with you guys. Because, let me find one that fits this. Because these two are probably easy. Let's see what I can do here. Yeah, let me do this wall and then I'll sit and take a break. I'm looking for 18 inches. Hey, aren't we all? Boom, boom. Okay, hang on a second. Be right back. Didn't find 18, but I found something a little bigger, so. Bear with me, folks. I'm not gonna go walk over to turn the camera just for a simple cut, so I'll describe what I'm doing. I found a board that's 26 by 75, and I'm cutting it down to 18 by 62. So I'm grabbing the T-square now on the 26-inch side to cut it down to 18, drawing a line, making the cut with my knife, flipping it to the other side to make the cut all the way through. Isn't this wonderful play-by-play? Sure beats saying, hey, wait up and hold on, and I'll be right back, et cetera, et cetera. And now, I'm going to take and snap it. Trim it off with the knife, clean it up with the rasp. How do you like that commentary? Now I'm going to cut off 75, I'm going to cut the 62-inch. And that's a really simple cut because it's only 18 inches wide, so I just grab my knife, not even gonna mark it. There it is, cut, snap, trim, rasp, and I'm done. And it's just that easy. So heading back there after I put my tools back in my pocket, put the T-square down, and here we go. Test piece, folks. Test piece. Let's see if it works. Yeah, that works nicely. And we'll need my screwdriver. Yep, my wife is still with me on the property. She's she's working. Obviously, she got a job at the top charter school in the area. Well, I wouldn't expect anything less, and it's only 8 minutes away. So I mean, it's fantastic school, and she's her specialty is normally math. I mean, she's got a master's in math education and an EDD in special learning and special language skills and stuff like that. through graphical user interfaces, blah, blah, blah. So her doctorate is in the math field, but also in the English field. So it works out perfect. She got a job as an English teacher in teaching 8th grade, so in middle school. So things are working out very well. She's very happy there, likes her cohorts, and yeah, we're still living in a tin can. I mean, since June she's been here. I've been here 3-4 years, and hopefully we'll move in sooner than we expect. But I already ordered all the bathtubs, so I'm at that phase. So that's a beautiful thing. Good. I have a new one when I go open the ladder. That'll come in handy. Alrighty. Okay, all good. And this is the west side of the house, so all good on the western front. That was funny, to me anyway. Okay, I've got another board, which I hope will fit perfectly fine. We'll find out and see what I have to trim if not. Because this was cut from this piece down here. And, all right, have it right over here. No, this one was cut from this piece. So let me save that for here. I think it was cut from this piece. Oh yeah, definitely cut from here. Okay. We're going to get the one that was cut from here. From down here, I cut the piece. So this is kind of interesting. So from down here, I put one whole piece of oh yeah, but it's not going to be big enough. Well, either way. Oh yeah, it will be. It will be actually. So I have one whole piece, an 8-footer, right? And then I trim to where I have to trim it. So from here to here is the window trim, but here's the funny part. This piece is exactly 4 foot, and if it was just a blank wall, I need 62 more inches. Okay, fine. These side pieces here are 62 inches high, and they go along the edge of the window. So now I need from edge to edge. Well, guess what? Just so happens that the windows are 62 inches high, the gaps, because that's the opening for the windows. Nice coincidence, because that means that the remainder of this piece here, of this 4 foot, goes up top and should fit very nicely. And we'll find out right now. perfectly fine. It's a little on the it's a little on the low side there on the top, but that's fine because we have ways of correcting this. There we go. These angles are not fun, but necessary. All right. The very top doesn't matter if I have a bit of a gap because actually in a couple places I have a 3/4 inch gap, but I'll fill that in. Most places I have like 1/4 inch, and I'm usually not happy with a 1/4 inch, but I can. But that's a corner, and then it gets corner bead, so rather, yeah, it gets tape. And of course, 2 screws short. No problem. I'll fix it next time I go up when I complete this one. And then I guarantee you, after I fix the next, after I finish this piece, I'll go on a break and chat for a bit. This is the next piece up for bids on The Price is Right. Well, in case you're wondering, and I do save these things because you can reuse them once. Twice they start to hang, and then they jam in the thing, and it just gets annoying when you want to go quick. But once you can reuse them, and I bought 9 packs. I bought 9,000 screws because that's what I assumed I have left. Figure 60 screws per. I don't know my calculator, it's on my phone, but normally, 60 screws per sheet, and you got, I'd say, a little over 200 sheets left. So, no, actually, yeah, a little over 200 sheets left. So, that's 12,000 screws, not 9,000. But I can, in the evening hours, I'm bored, I'll just put the screws in, and that should carry me through to the end of the job, so I don't have to spend another. They're 22 bucks, something like that, for 1,000 screws. But when you consider it's 22 bucks for 7,000 in a pack, and I've got plenty of extra drywall screws, I'll do it that way. Okay, let's check the measurement here. We're looking at another 18 inches. So let me see if I can find another piece. This time I'll twist you over to this section so you guys can see what I'm cutting. Let me find my piece and find my magical piece. I wonder if I got anything down here. No. Okay, find another piece and cut. All righty. Okay. All right. I gotta need. This has got to be on this side, so 62 this way. 18 this way. Alrighty, folks. Last of the trim work. That should do nicely. I ran out of screws, so talk about coincidence. This is the last screw in the pack, last coil, last strip in the pack. So I guess it's telling me I need a brake, which is fine because all I had this morning was oatmeal, so I could use a good brake. All right, so here's this puppy. Be right over with the board. That is perfect. And unfortunately, don't have my within reach. Okay. Okay, folks, here we go. Okay. Heh 25 degrees in Southeast Texas. Man, that's rough. That is rough. Oh. Hey, at least you're not going through a power outage, right? I remember that. Did it hit you guys in during that fierce cold? The power outage? Let me give you guys background of my lake, and that way when you're chatting you can see something somewhat nicer than, well, as nice as my face. I'm going to sit now. Oh, yeah. So, want me to send you a link, Russ? You want to join in for a bit, or are you just chilling back with the TV? 25 degrees. Wow. 2 power outages based on ice storms. Yeah, I've been through 17 hurricane eyes. And and I was just thinking about this the other day. It's like I think I got them listed somewhere, because if you look at the track of all the hurricanes that have gone through Florida, category 1 or greater, obviously, hurricane by definition. My house, before I lived in Westchester, and I went through a few there, but most of them occurred between 1999, when I bought my prior house, and 2018, when I left. And I'll tell you, it's been interesting. It's been interesting because aside from 1 or 2 times where it sounded like a freight train, I mean, the wind blowing through there. I had the shutters up and I wasn't worried, but I mean, I've heard some fierce noises. Some heavy duty squalls that chill the bones off you. Slept through a few, because they're late at night. They pass through the night, and I probably zonked right through them. But here, there have been some fierce storms, and now I'm living in a tin can in a tin can. I mean, I'm in an RV that's sheltered by, well, I mean, the RV is sheltered by itself, but I've got a warehouse just for the past year or so. And there have been some thunderstorms, some storms that because of the warehouse, it just amplifies the sound and make it sound a lot worse. And even that, to me, it's like, it's not a big deal. My cousin, and in fact, both my cousins, and the news media around here, wow, it's just so incredible how we got a major storm coming and this and that. And my cousin calls me up, hey, call me if you need anything. There's this big storm coming through here. And I got to tell you, every time, they hype it up. And the first couple times I paid attention and I go, oh, I better listen to them. They live around here. They know what it is. And the storm passes. I mean, I feel the storm, but I don't consider it a storm. To me, it's just rain. There was a time where I was working in Coral Gables, and You could set your clock every day at 3:45 p.m. Thunderous rain. I mean, well, no thunder, just rain, downpour, downpour. And for any of you that have never been to South Florida, and what you call rain is not rain. It's not rain. Now, I don't know about snow. I mean, I've been in snow, I've been in flurries, I've been in blizzard conditions. That's my extent. So I haven't lived through snow on a regular basis. I've experienced many forms of snow, but my favorite is the light little, just where you can barely feel it. It's cool outside and just little tiny flakes that you can barely see. I don't know what kind of snow you call that. I know the Eskimos have a million words for a bunch of different snow, but different kinds of snow. I wouldn't even call it a flurry. It's very light dust, if you will. But rain, I know. Rain, I've lived in Miami. I've when I go to different parts of the country and they say, "Yeah, it's going to be raining out here." Oh man, did you see the rain today? And I go, I was outside in New York once, and everybody was going, "Hey, it's raining, oh, it's raining," and people are running all around and stuff. I'm walking. Drops were barely hitting my face. These things were so damn tiny they would disappear practically. If it would have been snow, it would have been one of those snows that I like, very light. I mean, you barely feel it. It's cooler. That's all you feel. It's cool and sometimes a little windy, but and these guys were all running from one place to another. The only time I've ever been truly not afraid, but the only time I thought seriously, man, this is some bad stuff. It was 1988. I was with a friend of mine in the Magic Kingdom in Epcot, and we were going to catch a boat. I didn't have a poncho. I decided, I'll brave through the weather. And for those of you who've ever been in Disney World during a heavy duty rainstorm, it comes close, but still not. It comes close to Miami weather, but it was a downpour. But what made it worse was it was probably 60, 55 degrees. So I was drenched, and my body was dissipating heat like you wouldn't believe. I was freezing. And my friend and I were in tents, and we got back to our tent, and the tent, because of the rain pooling up on the tent, it collapsed. Okay, so here's what happened. We left a couple of clothes hanging on one of the corners of the tent. And because the clothes were so close, we left the windows open. The rain came in, drenched the clothes, pulled it down, bent the tent poles. I fixed it, overnight, but oh my God, that was a fun experience. It was a fun experience. Harrowing, but fun. We were all night just cleaning. It was interesting. Well, anyway, that weather on the way from the trip, on the way from one of the countries to the ferry that would take us to the parking lot. Oh, that was brutal. That was rather to the other side of to the parking lot, to the entrance. That was brutal. I was cold. I was shivering, and it was tough. It was and then one time in England, or Scotland rather, there was a blizzard conditions where you couldn't feel your feet. And this was 10th grade. The whole class was afraid of getting frostbite, and the teachers were afraid the kids would get frostbite. Frostbite. It was cold, and it was a slush. It was pure slushy, sideways sleet. and a slushy snow and a sleet that was coming through. That was probably the only other experience in my life, other than the couple of strong hurricanes that that I, that I respected the weather more than I always respect the weather, but that I feared, if you want to call it fear. Excuse me. But up here in Central Florida, I'm sorry, the weather is so nice. It's not the rain is what I consider light rain. And after the rain, my cousins would tell me, is everything okay? They'd call me up. Is everything okay? Yeah, it just rained. That's it. We had some tree limbs go down. I've got close to 400 trees on my lawn. I got tree limbs going down when it's not raining. So, and they're live oaks. I mean, not live oaks. Live oaks are great. They're most of them are water oaks. They're laurel oaks, and those things are notorious for the inside being rotted. I mean, I've driven by them in my golf cart and heard twice. I've heard a big kaboom. The branch just falling off the tree. But I'll tell you, I had lightning hit another tree. This is the third time in the 4 years that I've been here. Lightning hit a branch and knocked it down. I tore it apart. I mean, I brought it down. But the lightning is what I fear over here, more so than in Miami, because in Miami there's lots of lightning on occasion, but and I've had some hits very close to the one in the front yard that blew out a few things. But here, now I've got my surge protectors, and I'm hoping they clear everything up. But before, when I didn't, twice I've already had some electronics get fried just from near strikes. But the lightning is probably what I fear. I'll be indoors whenever it's storming outside, because that's some dangerous stuff. But Tia, you can keep that cold. Yeah, yeah. That kind of cold was the rain and the sleet. That was the rain one time and the sleet the other time. Either one of those colds. I don't like the bitter cold. Cold I can layer up. The problem is here it's a very, very moist cold, like it is in some parts of the country. But here it's a very humid cold, and what happens is it's the kind of cold that burns your lungs. So even if you got a bunch of stuff on, you're still, and somebody's got to invent, hear me, all you inventors out there, some sort of a breathing apparatus that will warm the air as it goes in, because I don't know if anyone would buy it, but I certainly would. I mean, I wouldn't mind wearing some sort of a comfortable mask that I can go outside and because the eyes, until it gets like well below freezing with driving wind, the eyes are not going to freeze over anytime soon. And when they do that, hopefully you won't be outside at that point. That's northern Alaska weather. But there are times where I like to be outside and I don't have a fire going and I like to walk around. I'll bundle up. I mean, jeans, plenty. Boots and jeans is plenty. My legs, oddly enough, don't get cold. I got to button up my chest and the chest and bundle everything up. It's funny. Alex is fine. I gotta. I don't know if I stopped sending him the notifications of when I'm going on, because I used to text him all the time, but in fact, let me text him now real quick. It's too much trouble. I need to use the phone to pull up the YouTube link and then yeah, whatever. But normally I text him and he comes on. But and he's been on. But I told him, listen, I told him I was going to stop texting him because I've got a lot to do here, and short of the times that I'm resting, um, I'm always doing work and I'm always pressed for time. And a minute or two when I'm ready to start working, it gets annoying after a while. So when I don't have to, I mean, the bell, the notifications, he should know when I come on. So you know, if he really wants to join in and watch me work, then and I told him, you know, you get the bell, and for the first few times, he's popped in. I don't know why he hasn't this last week. I don't know, but I'm so tired. I just see such energy I had not even not a couple hours ago, and an hour and 50 minutes ago. That's how long this thing's been running, and I had so much energy. Now I'm just exhausted just from the thing is it's that motion. You got to really push to screw those screws in, you know, and especially when I'm overstretched. And I've gotten my muscles to the point where I can easily do that without any pain. But yeah, I'm ready to fall asleep, but I can't. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go grab something. I'm gonna go grab a. Let's see, is it lunchtime yet? Yeah, 1:46. It's lunchtime. Considering I had my breakfast at 9:30. Yeah, I'm gonna go grab something to eat. Probably my usual, which is a can of beefaroni with a bunch of ruffles inside it. that's that's my staple. And then I'll come back out here in about an hour or so. I'll relax, watch a little YouTube, and yeah, that'll be a good. It'll be a good time to resume my duties here, and I should knock out the rest of this without an issue. Um, Without an issue. Um, yeah, I've got a bit more to go. I got to do a couple of the tops on the inside, and that's going to be again pretty simple. What I've been doing on the inside, whenever I have like the closet area, for instance, it's 8 feet exactly. So what I do is I put a bottom piece, and I just go ahead and do a top piece, and then I'll strip it rather than put two pieces and cut them and have a bunch of uh, waste. Sometimes it's easier. It's not so much that it's easier, but putting the top piece on and just having less seams, particularly in a closet, no seams other than the corners, and then the seams will be at chest level, so that'll be a lot easier to work on. The problem is I've got an entire sheet that I have to lift over my head, somehow place it on there and screw it on. And I can't just press it up against the wall, hold it and screw it in because then I would exhaust myself. So what I end up doing is measuring 4 foot and probably 48 and a half inches. Stick a couple screws, take both hands, lift it up, rest it on the screws while having my drill ready, my screwdriver drill ready. I lean. Now at this point, I can push up one side, screw in a screw or two, and at that point, and I don't have to worry because if it drops, it's not going to drop more than half an inch. Yeah, and that's how I got a couple of those on there. The other option is to have my machine, you know, just the lift. But to play for the ceiling, it's one thing, but for walls, it's a pain to lift it onto the thing, and then I got to bring it up close, and that lift won't get up really close to the wall. So it is what it is. And but Alex has been good. He's been following me on occasion, We had breakfast yesterday morning, as we often do on Mondays, some Mondays, and I've ordered my bathtubs. So that's the next big thing. Is what I'm going to do today is I'm going to finish the bedroom and the hallway. That leaves me only the bathroom here and the rest of the house. Walls. But the next thing that I'm doing is a green board, or I should say blue board, because it's all blue. It's so funny. The mold resistant board. It's. I'm so used to green board. This one's blue. It's a different manufacturer, but yeah. I'm going to concentrate tomorrow on running a few. Yeah, I definitely am going to let him know that he missed you and that you were asking about him and stuff. He loves it when we're chatting together. He follows me all the time there. Looks like I got better. Oh shoot! I was here assuming, since I never assume, folks. I was here since I thought I checked my battery. This battery. This is a little DeWalt battery USB thing that I have, and I have my phone usually plugged into it. Well, guess what? I checked the battery and I go, oh, perfect. I got plenty of power. And lo and behold, I have plenty of power in the battery, but unfortunately, I never plugged it in. So now it's drained practically. The entire phone is in this 2 hours have been. I just got a low battery thing. So now I'll charge it back up. So what I want to do is I want to have all the bathrooms closed in by the time the shower stalls get here, because I want to put in the shower stalls next and have that taken care of. And then I'll yeah. And in order to do that, with the shower stalls, I have to have there's a few in the bathroom. I have to do a little bit of carpentry, very little, but it's the minor stuff. For instance, I've got two corners of a wall where a shower stall will go, but I can't put the other side of the shower stall. I can't. I didn't know what kind of shower I'd buy. Now I did, and it's 48 inches is the rough opening. Well, I'm gonna wait until I get the shower before I dry fit it, double check, and then I'll put in that last wall, And the best part about the wall is I'm going to put two parts of the wall up. Yeah, I know I got it in my head how I'm going to do it. That's one shower. The other shower, same thing. Same thing on the other one. The third one, which is mine, it's going to be a complete. It's going to be not a shower stall. I'm going to build it up. So I have to put in the walls and stuff exactly where I want them. And the other thing about that shower, rather about that bathroom, is I have to run the power for the jacuzzi. The jacuzzi's coming in pretty soon. It's a standalone hot tub, but I got to run a couple 6-3 cable, and that's the only one I haven't run. But on the other side of the wall, that's where the power is. So just got to run it to the opposite side of the room, run it through the walls. It will be a simple run, and then I got to the other thing I got to do before I start sealing the bathrooms is run 3 more lines for the 6-3 cable, 6-3 for 50 amp, or 6-3 will do 50 or 60 amp. So 6-3 cable. 6.3 Romex, will go straight to the panel, to the sub panel. And there's one other thing I got to do, and that's going to be relatively quick. Tomorrow is my construction / electrical day, where I catch up on those things before I continue the drywall, because I got to I got to run the lines for which are super quick, but I got to run the lines for the toilets, the electrical lines for the toilets. So hear me out on this. I bought one of those fancy schmancy new toilets, 3 of them actually. No tank. It's got a bidet. It comes with it's a bidet toilet. It's a butt bidet and a female parts bidet. So it has both self cleaning. It's got LEDs. It's got warm air. It's got hot and cold water. It's got a heater inside it. It's a little 15-watt heater, but it doesn't matter because it takes hot and cold water. It's got it. The lid lifts by itself when you approach, and if you touch it, if you touch the there's a foot motion thing that you can just put your foot by, and the male lid, well, the seat will come up, and then when you walk away, they both go down. How's that for never getting yelled at again? To the guys I say out there. Well, to the inconsiderate guys, because I always leave everything down. So I need it's a simple run from one of the things. So anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow, is wiring all the stuff to have it ready. I might go ahead and buy some tile and put some tile in the bathrooms. I don't know if I want to or not yet, but I should, because I can go ahead and install the toilets already. And but I want to do that. I'm going to do as soon as I finish the drywall, I think that's when I'll start tiling. So I don't want to tile under the, there's no point in tiling under the, my mind went blank. There's no point in tiling under the shower enclosure, because that way, for one thing, that's an extra ½ inch or 3/4 of an inch of tile that when I have a threshold, yay big, and it's a low threshold, if I tile under it, then I still have that threshold, and you got to step over it, no big deal. But if I have some more tile, and oh, look at that, it gets you that much closer to the threshold. I mean, that much easier to step into the shower and out. So there's that. But tiling under tiling up to and around the toilet, I will do that. So, and it'll make things easier anyway. So, and then once I tile to the toilet, I'll drop in. Now I have exactly where to place the toilet head. And at that point, everything's going to be a lot easier as far as the placement of all of that. I'll do the shower walls after I put in the showers. I'll do the shower walls before I put in the jacuzzi. Yeah, everything's got an order. And but now is the fun time, because once all the bathrooms are at least enclosed with walls, walled up, even though not compounded, and I should actually just go ahead and compound the whole thing before I put in the toilets, because then that way it's a lot easier for me to do before rather than after, when I'm stepping over and through and behind the toilet and stuff. So I'll probably end up doing that section. I might not even break out the level 5 tools. I might just do it manually. We'll see. But that'd be fun. Because once I get the toilets in there working, I don't have to walk over to the house to go to the bathroom. I've got septic. I've got water. I'm I'm good to go. Once the toilet's connected, no one else is in here, so I'm not worried about the doors, being open. I've got 3 walls and I can hear when someone comes in, so, could always set up a piece of drywall as a door. I could always purchase one of the doors early and stick it on and have one working bathroom, which is very convenient too. But getting ahead of myself, as I always do. Time for lunch, break time. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm going to hit lunch. I will catch you later. Thanks for dropping by, Russ. Thanks for everybody for dropping by. I'm going to grab some lunch, and I'll probably continue live I'll do another live this afternoon for the rest of hopefully for the rest of the room there. Thank you all for coming. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.